If you think you're too late to start a business in 2026, you're wrong. Right now is actually one of the easiest times to hit $10,000 per month, especially within the home service sector. And I'll show you exactly how people are doing it, literally step by step. Because here's the truth, most people feel behind because they didn't start this in 2020. Or they see all these kids making online money, not even having to show their faces, all this crypto, all this trading, all this e-commerce. In fact, if you do truly feel behind, we have this free online community that you can join at any time you want. And we dive deep into starting a business, specifically niche down into the home service space. We teach you how to start this business from the beginning, literally step by step and click by click. You can join with the link in the description down below at any time you want. See, something a lot of people forget is that local businesses are a wide open business opportunity. You don't need millions of followers or tens of thousands of dollars to start. In fact, this is why I love the home service space, because it is so low risk but also so scalable at the same time. Which leads me back to what I just mentioned. You don't need millions or thousands of Instagram followers. You don't need tens of thousands of dollars to invest into this company. You just need a neighborhood. And if you're in a city like mine, you actually have a housing crisis where, people aren't building houses enough, which is the best position to be in because people will always need a place to stay. And with that being said, houses are sold, people rent, and anything home service-based businesses, whether you're doing lawn maintenance or painting or cleaning or junk removal or renovations, you will be in a demand-driven business, which means that as long as you do your job properly, people come to you. Business comes to you. In fact, you'll get to a certain point where you're forced to scale. And sooner, before you know it, you'll be at $10,000 months, not just because you want to, but because the demand is forcing you to be at that caliber, which is absolutely brilliant. This is the situation that we want. Now, you're probably wondering, why home service-based business? I want to go start a cafe. I like the idea of franchising to McDonald's, blah, 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 blah. And guys, here is the number one reason why home service businesses are great. Number one, sure, they may be boring, but they're highly profitable. And depending on what space you're in, let's say you do a painting job and you're starting to do the painting yourself, you can bill out at $12,000 per home. And if you're doing the work yourself, you're making $10,000. And let's say it takes you about, a week to paint that home, and you paint a home every single week. That's $40,000, which I know sounds ridiculous, but hey, don't check my math. Just do the math on your own and figure out if you get the same results. Another thing to keep in mind is that you're in high demand. This is a demand-driven niche, and people need you. For every house that sells, I have to go clean it. And for some of them, I have to paint them. And for other homes, we need to remove the junk. So it's great. All these services complement each other. And I did $800,000 in my first 2 years running a cleaning company. And for the proof of concept with the Blueprint method, which is in the link in the description down below, it's our free community called Blueprint. With the Blueprint method, which, I discovered over time, unaware when I was first starting, but now we really narrowed down the system. I was actually able to start my second home service-based company, which is everything waste management and general contracting. And we were able to surpass $140,000 in just under 4 months. So I want you guys to know that as we go through the rest of this video, there's no guesswork, there's no theory, there's no nonsense that's being provided. These are just straight facts, awesome hidden gems that I'm dropping for you guys. And if you're wondering why, it's because I genuinely love this community. And I know that we're stronger as a team. In fact, I'm going to learn from you and you're going to learn from me. And if you're based in the same city as me, even better, because let's work together. As much as I was brought up to believe in competition, I was also raised to know and understand that you're just stronger as a team. And when you guys work together, there's just more business for everybody. So to dive deeper into what home service-based businesses could potentially be, well, here you go. You've got pressure washing, you've got window cleaning, junk removal, lawn care, painting, general contracting, fencing, pool building. The list is literally endless. And if you don't know what you want to get into, just go ahead and use ChatGPT and type in, all the different types of home service-based businesses. Maybe in your ChatGPT prompt, you can explain about what your interests are. And then hopefully you find something that you really enjoy. Now, when I say $10,000 per month, you guys may be thinking, that's a crazy number. Well, I'm here to tell you how simple it really is, okay? And the example of the math is, let's say you do $200 per job, let's say you're making $200 per job in the early days and you're doing everything yourself, okay? If you're doing 50 jobs a month, which is, a little more than a job a day, you're making $10,000, right? You do your $200 per job multiplied by 50, $10,000. That's literally 2 jobs per day. Like, it's really not that bad, guys. And here's the best part, is maybe you don't want to do 2 jobs per day. You just want to do 1 on average. Well, then you're still at $5,000. You just cut that in half, and that already itself is a very decent income. Now, when I explain this to my friends and family and cousins and, you guys, this is where it really starts to click, where it's like, dang, like I can really do this, because not only am I going into a space that's, a low barrier to entry, meaning that, the cost to get things started isn't that high, but you're also in a demand-driven sector. And then third, best of all, is you have this community to learn and earn and just be more. So really, if you're not starting a home service-based business in 2026, then the only reason is you're the only person holding yourself back. And that may sound harsh, and at the end of the day, different people have different things that make them happy, so it doesn't really matter what path you take. But if you are trying to start to live life on your own terms and stop trading your time for money and really get out of that 9 to 5, if that's the current situation you're in, or maybe you're a high school student who's debating whether you want to go to college, and this is the video, this is the indicator, the wake-up call that truthfully, I'm not against college, but you also don't have to go to college. I mean, imagine spending $40,000 at college or university and just not having any guarantee in regards to getting a job. This is no different. In fact, the odds of getting a job working for yourself are a little higher because there's no one to say no. You're your own boss. So now, why don't we talk about what the process is actually going to look like? Because let's be honest, that's all that matters at this point, now that you guys have a better understanding to the whole home service business space. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep it simple, and we're just going to keep these steps very actionable, right? Each step is going to have, a huge action task. And so I've got them written down here step by step, just to make sure I don't miss anything and I go in chronological order. And the first thing you're going to want to do is just pick one service, okay? And you're not going to overthink it, and you're going to just choose it based on demand in your area, and just look around, talk to your neighbors, talk to family. There's going to be something, okay? Pool services, fencing, it depending on where you are, I would choose something that isn't seasonal. So for example, in my space, we live in Canada, and I went into home service-based businesses in the cleaning sector because that's all year round. Now, for example, if you do car detailing, you're only going to be able to work through the summer, and then in the winter, you're kind of screwed unless you've got your own garage, right? So again, just keep in mind what the current situation of, where you're based is, and if that's going to be a limiting factor. Ideally, you don't go into something seasonal, you go into something year round because you want to keep that income coming in. So after you pick one service, which is step 1, what you're going to do is you're going to head into step 2, and you're going to get your first customers fast, okay? And the best way to do this is to watch a video, I think, right up there. And this video is called $0 Marketing Systems, and this is how you're going to get customers really fast. I'm not going to explain too much about that right now because I want to keep this video short and sweet, and I respect your time, and this is how we roll. It's just straight facts and nothing more. So essentially, all you're going to do is go to Facebook. If you're into ads, you can do Google ads, Meta ads, whatever. And then of course, most powerful of them all is door-to-door, which you're going to learn in $0 marketing methods, which is probably gone now. It was probably there. If it's not there anymore, just scroll back a bit, click on $0 marketing systems. And yeah, there's not much more to it, right? It's your demand driven. There's nothing you really need to sell. It's different from cars, right? Cars, people have so many options. House cleaning, pressure washing, people just need it done. Like, they don't really care who does it. It just needs to be done at an affordable rate. Which leads us to step 3. You're going to deliver this amazing service, and you're also going to stack reviews, because guess what? Reviews build trust and credibility. So get that Google business profile set up. And if you don't know how to set up a Google business profile, click on the link in the description down below, because in one of the modules, we literally show you step by step and click by click. It's a fail-proof system, super easy. And if you don't want to join our community down below to learn how to set up a Google business profile, just go ahead and Google it. I don't care how you get it done. You just get it done. Which now leads me to step 4, which is just to reinvent yourself. Okay, so build a simple website, which again, if you don't know how to do, we teach that. You haven't guessed yet. It's in the link in the description down below. I sound like I'm promoting myself, and I'm not even, like, I'm just promoting the Blueprint community, because this is where, everything is, right? But yeah, I mean, otherwise, if you have some background knowledge on building a website, then go ahead and build your own website, however it is you want to do it. I highly advise Shopify, Red Bull, Heinz Ketchup, Tesla, Kylie Cosmetics, Gymshark, like all the leading companies in the world use Shopify for a reason. It's the best analytics. The processing works super seamless. It can be integrated with so many different applications. So I highly suggest that you use Shopify. And I'm not sure if they still have this plan ongoing, but previously, about a month ago, you could start a store for $1 a month for the first 3 months, which is absolutely unbelievable. So if this offer is still on the table, I would definitely grab that. So when you scale to $10,000 per month, what you're going to notice is that you actually have to start relying on systems. This is where you hire people. You don't stay solo for too long, because let's be honest, you're going to be limited by your growth potential. Let's say you're doing 50 homes a month and you want to get to 100. Well, guess what? You're going to have to hire more people to get to that 100 mark or 200 mark or 500 mark, whatever the goal is for you. Once the demand is there, what you may want to do is slowly start to raise your prices as well. Let's say you started off really cheap and affordable. Now that you've proven your concept and you've proven your worth and you know the quality and service that you hold yourself to, what you can do is slowly start to raise prices. As minimum wage goes up, that's when you raise prices as well. And then, if not already, you can start to run some simple ads. Meta ads work great, Google ads, local service ads, SEO ads. Because remember, when you're starting to scale past this $10,000 per month mark, you're not just running a company anymore. You're starting to build your empire. And this is where you really got to hone in on building systems, because the systems will build the company. You can have 100 systems running at once, but you can't have 100 versions of yourself running at once. You're only one person. And so this is why you got to focus on building systems, and the systems will build the company. Fall in love with building systems. So with that being said, this is just a reminder that you're not behind. You're just early to the right opportunity. In fact, you should probably thank yourself if you haven't started anything yet, because you're on the right path to start something that's a proven concept within a demand-driven sector, which is actually going to pay off. If you want the full breakdown on how to start a home service-based business, specifically narrowed down to the cleaning sector niche is what we did this process on, then I would highly advise that you join Blueprint. And Blueprint is our amazing free community filled with other individuals who just genuinely want to learn more and be more and earn more and just overall change their lives and start to live life on their own terms. If you guys have any questions, concerns, just simply put them in the comment section below or follow me on my socials, shoot me a DM. I try my best to answer all the comments and all the DMs, and for the most part, these are pretty straightforward questions that you guys will have simply because I've just made all the mistakes. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Let's go kill it for 2026, and just remember, live life on your own terms. Just don't accept any other option. Let's go kill it. You got this.